Morning, guys. Wednesday morning's devotional. Hope you have a fantastic day, and amidst all the distractions of life around, that you'll find yourself to be like Mary. Take some time just to spend to connect with Jesus. This is his heart's desire. I hope it's yours. Let's do one final day in this story of Mary and Martha. In the story, we see Mary being told that she's at the right place, and Martha being told, Martha, why are you so distracted? Don't you want to just come and join us in a time of just us being able to connect together? And then probably a logical question that you may want to ask, if everybody's worshiping, then who's doing the work? Well, I want to tell you, everybody's doing the work. You see, it's just a matter of priority. They're both good. Worship needs to be first, and work needs to be the outflow of the worship. There's a distinct similarity between the two. In essence, I have to tell you, I think they're one and the same thing, worship and work. Because when we worship and then we work, that's the perfect balance. But if we just work, we've lost the plot. And Jesus is saying that out of and in the context of the beauty of worship, work needs to take place. Everybody should be worshiping and everybody should be working. You see, work is an aspect of what worship is all about. Work is a spontaneous response, the spontaneous response of worshipers. It's just people, a matter of priority. Let me bring that down to earth for you, if you will. You know, I talk to a lot of people who have businesses and maybe, have jobs. And I'm distinctly worried sometimes when I see that there's a separation between what they would perceive to be spiritual and what they perceive to be secular, which is work. And work in the physical sense of having a job and having to earn an income is one aspect of the work we're talking about. And people will very often say to me, Trevor, that might work for you in the spiritual church, that might work for you in all the sermons that you have to preach and all that kind of stuff. But in the real world, Trevor, you don't know what we're up against, and it's dog eat dog, and it's, I got to tell you, and they have drawn this distinction between that which for them is perceived to be secular to that which is to be spiritual. Well, let me blow your bubble, people. Everything is spiritual. Everything, whether it's work, whether you perceive it to be secular or just a thing in your life, it's all falls or should all fall under the one covering of spiritual. In Colossians 3 verse 17 it says, do whatever you do to the glory of God. That whatever means whatever. That means your work. That means the frustrations that you have with your employees. That means the frustrations you have with a boss who doesn't understand you. You don't live two different lives. You live one life. And that which you live needs to be filtered down and to sort of filter into the life that you are now living in the context of the life that you live in the world around you. The way you raise your children, the way you relate to your husband and your wife, and the way you do your job, the way you relate to your friends, the hobbies that you have. Whatever is a very broad term, and it says whatever you do, do it to the glory of God. So I would encourage you today to begin to see life, as we said the other day, in the compartments that you have to deal with. But when you finish in a compartment, remember, we put the lid back on, so if it goes back bad in that compartment, it doesn't ease out into the rest of your life. But at the same time, it all comes into the one big box, the one big unit that is your life. If you are dividing secular out of spiritual, you're going to find yourself as a schizophrenic Christian, where you have a sort of a hypocritical attitude that the life I live in this box is one thing, but when I get to work, I live another thing. People, we're going to stop that. That's not cool. God says everything we do, whatever we do, should be done to the glory of God. You see, work being an act of worship distinctly says that my work needs to be done in the same measure as what I do my spiritual thing. It's all one big box. So don't try and split the two. You'll become a miserable, miserable human being, and people will notice it. So I hope that as we look at what it means to worship God, to sit at his feet like Mary did, to spend time with him, to practice his presence, to absorb the wonder of being able to connect with the creator of this universe, the beauty of this place, to have that privilege, please don't take the secular out of there and say that's in a separate box. I'll behave like I want to in the secular box, and I'll save the spiritual stuff for Sunday and maybe a few Bible studies or stuff during the week. Don't do that. Everything says, whatever you do, do it all to the glory of God. I want you to listen to this most beautiful song right now, and it was sent to me this last week by somebody. It talks about the fact that God is still God and God is on the throne. And because He's on the throne, we can sit in a posture of submission, the posture of faith, and we can sit in a posture of being great listeners, not just hearers. Guys, have a fantastic day. Look forward to seeing you again. Cheers, bye.
When all foundations have been shaken, when I'm left standing in the dark, and all I feel is my heart breaking, you still reign and you're still God. And when it feels all hope is fading, the heavy questions hit so hard, and though my soul may feel forsaken, you still reign and you're still God. Though I can't see what's before me, I know that I can trust your heart, and this one truth will be my story. You still reign and you're still God. I will declare that you are with me, though voices whisper that you're not. You'll never leave me nor forsake me, 'cause you still reign and you're still God. Though I can't see what's before me, I know that I can trust your heart, and this one truth will be my story, that you still reign and you're still God. Though I can't see what's before me, I know that I can trust your heart, and this one truth will be my story, that you still reign and you're still God. I know you reign and you're still God. And when my enemies surround me, I'll trust the victory of your cross and fix my eyes upon you, Jesus.